haven't really even tapped in with you like in a minute for real. Like, I'm really just trying to figure out like, trying to find out what's your journey been, what you've been on, like what's your journey been like in the last couple like months and such like that. Like I know you went to Miami.
Atlanta.
Day was doing some like
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing some cool shit over there.
The journey just been like, bro. What I realized about this shit, bro, is this shit really comes in like motions. Like it really comes in waves. Like you gonna have your high moments, you gonna have your low moments. Like you gonna have your moments where like you kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like what's going on? Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I've been in that space, but at the same time, like I keep getting like blessings thrown at me to where it's kind of like they'll come in moments where I'm feeling like, bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this shit. You know what I mean? And then it'll be like, oh, yeah, we about to fly you out to Miami so you could go, we about to fly you out to Atlanta so you can go do this, that, and the third. Get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it comes with like, I'm just learning to go with the motions, feel me? Not trying to let it get to me too much. Like when times it might seem like shit is slow or something like that, like just not letting that, you know what I mean? Letting that shit get to me. Cause it's like, I know something gonna come out of this at the end of the day, feel me? But it just be like, you know, you ever feel like you doing this shit and it's kind of like what the fuck am I doing? Like what the fuck is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just trying to keep my head out of that space as much as possible, to be honest. But that's definitely what I've been like. That's what the journey been like. It's like blessings, but also being like, what the fuck is even going on? Like this shit is like sporadic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, it should be going like up and down for real. That's why I feel like it's definitely good to just take shit in stride and just keep going, like regardless of like what happens for real. Because I be getting also like stuck up in that like being upset about shit happening, like rather than just like keep pushing that forward for real. Because I feel like a lot of that shit, when it's like stagnant times and stuff, is just making me just pushing my drive forward as well.
Yeah, word. Those is like testing times. That really like it puts you in that headspace. Is like, do you really want to do this shit? Like, is it like you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's just testing your ambition for this shit. I feel like, cause a lot of motherfuckers will give up. Like a lot of motherfuckers will be like, I'm tired. This shit ain't working. This shit ain't. You know what I mean? But it's about. I feel like in those moments, that's when you're supposed to really strap up your boots and be on some like, nah, like, I just gotta push this shit. I just gotta keep pushing this shit. Like, that's the only way it's gonna work out. That's the only way it's gonna keep going.
Yeah. But
it's about finding that drive though. Like, I feel like with myself and like with you, like we got such this passion for it that it's like that fire gonna burn like regardless. You know what I mean? Like even if we wanted to stop type shit, it'll just be that like that shit that's we gonna end up going back to anyway type shit.
Cause now, that's what I'm saying. Like just having that drive to actually like push something forward is because not everybody has the drive for it. Like a lot of people really just want to do it just to do it, or just like really fuck with it, but not really have a passion for it type shit. I actually just saw a video the other day. Bro was like, he was like, I feel like we all had hoop dreams at one point. Like we all wanted to be in NBA at one point.
Yeah, word.
And like fate, when I went to Marist, when I went to like high school and I was a freshman, like I kind of had like hoop dreams a little bit. Like I played like freshman basketball, and that shit was mad hard. And I was like, yo, bro, I'm done. Like, like I'm tripping. Like I fuck with this, but I'm not about to like, you know what I mean? Like,
I felt that
all my time with this shit.
I felt that because growing up, like it wasn't in high school type shit, but more like shit, probably like 5th, 6th grade or whatever. Like I tried to get into sports, but I was not fucking with it, bro. I was like, this shit is not for me. Like, this is just, I don't, like, I had hoop dreams, like, it looked cool, but, like, it was just, like, being on the court and all that shit. I'm like, bro, this is not what I want to do. Like, I'm not trying to go to the league with this shit, to be honest. Like, everybody else had way more drive in that shit than I did. I was like, bro, this is not me. Like, I'm trying to be on some, you feel me? Some music shit, some creative shit. I always knew that. So, but it's like, with the hoop dreams, it's like, everybody have those, and you got a lot of people that chase them dreams too, that actually, you know what I mean? Even ball players and all of that, like you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying? It's different politics and all of that shit. Like you got to have the drive to want to do that shit for real too, and take that shit to that level, like to that where you going. So it's like the hoop dreams and the rap shit kind of go hand in hand in a way. It's just a different like journey for that shit type shit.
Yeah.
But it's all like the idea of the hoop dreams though is all like it's all that in one.
Yeah, because that's like at one point you think
it's
that's
a chance. Like you taking a chance on some shit for real.
Nah, facts. But that's interesting though. I can imagine like it's probably people who like really get deep into that and then realize like, oh shit, it's not even what I want to do. Like
exactly.
that shit is a trip.
It really is, cause it'd be like, and then it's also what I realized too, like in this music shit, is literally like the league or like how the process of like going from like high school to college ball to like the league type shit. Like, for example, when I was signed and all that shit, and I was like moving around Cactus Jack and all of that, doing all them type things or whatever, it's like I definitely very much felt like I was supposed to be there, but like it showed me the perspective like, alright, you could be the littest nigga from your hood and you could be the lit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like once you in that, like around that shit, like that shit that's up there, you kind of get to see like, damn, I'm like, you know, you dealing with everybody that's on your level. You get what I'm saying? Or better. So it's like with basketball or like with any type of sports, it's like you could be the best player in your high school. Like you could be that nigga in high school or even in college. But it's like once you get in the league, nigga, you playing with LeBron and like you playing with Curry and all these niggas. That really, you know what I'm saying? That shit hit different. So it's just like even the journey like from sports and music, all that shit, like if you look at it like metaphorically, the music shit is kind of like, you feel me, trying to go to the league, like for real.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, that's why that shit is kind of like crazy, because you could really be like pushing for something as an artist and then like, I don't know, just like realize that shit is not really how it's supposed to be like going, and just like give up on that shit. But I feel like just the fact of just like keeping that shit going is like, shows like the testament of like, especially like getting out there and like fucking failing and shit is like definitely a testament to like, okay, nah, I really definitely take this shit serious as fuck. And so I actually like have a passion for this shit. Yeah. Completely.
And it's also like, it's one of them things too, like even chasing this shit, you start to realize like you gonna take way more losses in this shit than you gonna take wins. You feel me? And that's what kind of like come with the territory of this shit. Like you kind of gotta, like being a creative period, you gotta get comfortable with like taking more losses than wins for real, because it's like if some shit don't go your way one time and you the type of person that just give up, like you ain't never gonna get to where you wanna go. So it's like being a creative, you gotta realize like, I could say I definitely made money on streams and all of that, but I've definitely like spent and invested and wasted more money than I made in this shit, feel me? Because you, in this shit, you always gonna be trying and experimenting, and you might experiment on some shit, try some shit that you realize like it wasn't even worth it. You get what I mean? You ain't really get the outcome that you had hoped. So it's like, you just gotta have that, like you were saying, like you gotta just have that drive to just keep that shit going. Every time that like you fall down in this shit, you can get back up, like, cause you gonna, trust me, you gonna hit them walls. Like it's gonna be shit in your way. For sure.
Like you discovered that shit mad early too, in terms of like the music shit as well, cause like, yeah, like I really always just dabbled into different shit, like creatively, like acting, like videography, like photography, music making and shit. So like, I was kind of bouncing around until I kind of got more in the groove of like photography and like videos and stuff. But like, how was that like? How did you come into that like so early? Like, what made you like get into like the music so early? How'd you know like that shit was really what you wanted to do?
I always been like musically inclined. Like my father did music, my mother did music, like not like recording wise really, but like she wrote a lot of poetry and all of that, and like she would like read it to me and shit like that. So I was just always around it for real. And like even my family members that wasn't directly doing music, like they was all like, well, listen to this, they put me on the, feel me? So I was just always around it. I like damn near grew up in the studio, bro. Like I was always in my, like with my pops and his sessions and all of that. So like, and I always thought like to myself, like I could do this shit so, not in a arrogant way, but like I could do this shit so much better. Like I'm seeing how he doing it, but like I know how to, even when I was young, I was just knew like there's a way I could do this at like another level. So it was always like a calling to me, honestly. And it was just like, the way I've moved, just like, you feel me, from a young age is networking, traveling, doing music shit, like, feel me, I learned the ropes early on, so like, I don't know, a lot of shit right now don't really excite me, you get what I mean, because it's like, I done seen so much of this shit since like a kid, and then even when I got signed early on, like, you get what I mean, barely, I had like 2,000 followers when I got signed, you get what I mean, so like, I got thrown into some A-list shit so early on, and it kind of like in a way, it kind of killed the, like, how can I say it, like, I feel like we all got this idea of like what, like, being famous or being, you feel me, this great artist at such a high scale, like, we all kind of got this idea of it, but it's like, once you really get in it, you realize that, bro, this shit is not, like, this shit is not for the weak. Like, this shit is not just some play, share your music, you feel me, everybody listening to your music, you doing shows, it's lit, you getting money over everything. It's like, nah, this shit really like this shit is a grind. Like, this shit is really, like, you gotta really be built for this shit. Like, cause like we saying, you gonna get knocked down so many times, you gonna get sold so many dreams, and if you don't know how to maneuver, and you don't know how to, like, take, like, if you can't take nothing personal, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all a business at the end of the day. It's all business and politics. Like, you gotta take your emotions out of it. So you start to realize, like, once you taking your emotions out of it, you taking the love out of it. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta still be able to keep that love there for the shit. Like, you know what that's what really proves it. It's like, if you really got the love for it, if the love really there for it, like, you ain't gonna stop. No matter how much, like, shit get thrown your way or how many dreams they try to sell you, like, feel me? It's just a test. Like, it's really all a test. All to make some music, bro.
Yeah.
All just to make some music.
That shit is crazy too, cause like, I never really, like, none of my parents were like in music in any type of way. Mm-hmm. I just, like I said, I was dabbling into different, like, creative shit, as well as, like, just really like listening to different, like, music, like certain music. I feel like just, like, connected with me like nothing else, kind of thing. Especially like soul music and shit like that. Like you ever heard, like, like soul music where they be singing like they hurt, like they damn near about to cry.
You hear
like
the emotion, you hear real pain behind it. Like, I feel like gospel, you saying, or just like so, like
not
blues,
even. I mean, like, more like blues, like some fucking, like, James Brown type shit, like where they really, like, putting a fucking heart and soul in the song. Like, that shit really just, like, made me just,
we not getting those again, ever again.
Yeah, nah.
Like, niggas is not putting that much, even in, like, R&B, or, like, there ain't no, niggas ain't really making blues music like that, you get what I'm saying? Or they definitely are, but it's just not, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's not popularized, like, it's not, you know what I mean? But it's like, as far as, like, James Brown, or, like, just the greats, like, we're not getting that music ever again, bro.
Yeah, nah.
That's what
it's not
about
like
music.
that shit no more. But I used to, like, really like that. I feel like shit like that is really, like, drew me in, like, heavily to music, like, real, like, soulful shit. And then, like, from doing that, like, I really was just more like acting, and then just put on to more inclined to doing music, because I just was around, like, different artists and shit, like Trey and shit, and I was just like engineering, and then I just love just behind the scenes shit, and, like, business behind stuff. Like, I be watching mad, like business behind, like, sports shit, and, like, business behind, like, wrestling shit and stuff like that, and, like, correlating it with, like, this shit, because it's mad similar. And even like events, like other events and stuff like that. But like I was really getting into the background of, like, music shit. And that's what I'm saying. Mad of it is, like, mad shady and mad, like, money grubby, and, like,
exactly.
And I feel like
on
I
the
always
surface
just
it
been
looks
thinking,
so good too.
Nah, facts. But I always just been thinking of just, like, ways of just, like, alternative ways of how to provide shit like that. That's what I'm really fucking with right now, because it's like we have mad different ways of, like, we like content and, like, just putting your shit on different, like, streaming services and stuff. Like, back in the day, bro, we did not have this shit. So it's just like, damn, just utilizing this shit that we got right now is, like, I feel like the best thing.
No, word. Especially if you got a voice and people, like, you can attract people in. You know what I mean? Because it's like, use your platform in the smartest way. I feel like you actually getting a message out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, overall, it's like you an independent artist that's just like, you feel me? You doing your thing and you showing love to other independent artists, like genuinely, not on no culture vulture, like on some clout shit. You feel me? It's on some like, this is really, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got this voice to push the independent shit. Like, you cross every box out. That's why like niggas fuck with you. That's why niggas fuck with you for real. Like you.
Yeah, cause that's why I feel like that shit is the main like. Cause bro, I used to go to fucking shows and shit like 18, and fucking you probably was going to shows like 2015 or something.
Yeah,
like,
what?
Because you were making music, you was like 13.
That's bro. That's the thing. Like I done been to so many like, but really when I started like really popping out, I was like 13 and like we was performing in, like we was performing in like clubs and shit like that. And like I done met a lot of like famous people early on and shit.
How the fuck you get in the club?
Bro, like, I'm gonna keep it 100. My dad was just moving us around, bro. We was made about World Star at that time and all of that. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know how we was getting in them clubs, but they would definitely let us in there to perform. We was turned up, bro. I remember they flew us out to Texas in 2013 to perform at South by Southwest, and we opened up for like Waka Flocka, Young Scooter, shit like that. And I remember we was in the VIP or whatever, and I forgot who it was. It was some DJ, some older DJ. I can't remember his name. He was like, "Damn, like what y'all like? Yeah, what y'all got the kids in here for? Blah 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 or whatever." My pops and the niggas from World Star was like, "Bro, they good. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing their thing. Like they ain't performing just like you. Like they on their shit just like you. Like, you know what I'm saying?" But it was just like going to shows and all of that. I probably would like. I'm gonna keep it 100. The underground scene, like I was going to like New York shit, probably like I'll say like 2017.
Yeah.
Like really started popping out to those.
Yeah, because there really wasn't no shows out here.
Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. Like we was talking beforehand, like the movement, like that you pushing, bro. Like there wasn't no underground scene for real, until you started doing what you was doing. You know what I mean? So it's like. Shit, around that time, for real, that's when I was really like actually,
shit was dead.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like even when I be saying like the shows that I was going to when I started being outside and like trying to go to shows and shit, is really like 3-4 shows in the course of like a couple years.
I wasn't really going to shows unless I was performing.
I was really basing it on a couple shows, yeah, because it really wasn't like a lot of shit going on for real. So
a lot of the shows I did though, like I say around like 2018, like around there, it was like New York shits, like little underground shits in New York and all of that. Mm-hmm. But like, I really stayed to myself. I don't keep it 100. I don't really like being in the clubs and all of that, for real. And I feel like it's because I was doing that shit so young that like now I'm kind of just like over that shit. And not even in like a cliche way how motherfuckers just be, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like, I was really just doing that shit. Like, I done seen so much that it's just like, nah, I don't really want to pop out unless it's like I'm doing something, like we doing something, we working, you know what I mean? Like, unless it's like, you know.
Nah, facts. Cause that's how I be feeling. We're like doing shit and going out to places. Like I really wanna.
I fuck with how you went out though, and you actually like went and explored it. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't like do their homework on shit. You know what I mean? And you was like feet on the ground, you going to shows, you going to you experiencing the shit, whether it's rock shows or rap shows, different things like that, feel me? Mm-hmm. Like you actually, that's how you know that you take this shit seriously. Like you actually want to go out there and like early on, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Cause it's like, even with me, like I was in it making music early because I had the shit to my disposal for real, like the equipment and all of that, always had that shit around. Yeah. But it was like also doing the homework on it, and like that really made me fall in love with it, like listening to like older music, like older rap music, shit like that, like going in like deep into artist discography that I fuck with, and just like hearing how they use words and what is this, what about this is like attracting me to it, you know, like the science behind like what is it about the way this shit's structured out and all of that, like the way it's constructed, that's making me fuck with it so heavy, basically. You know what I mean? So it's like, I listen to music so like I always listen to music so deeply, you know what I mean? That it was just like, I always felt like I know, like, I can create something that sounds like different but still attractive to even the basic ear, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
so everybody can just fuck with it as
yeah,
well. Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, it's not just putting that bubble, for real.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't want to, everybody that I listen to, like the greats and all of that, they all sound like themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, they all have a distinct sound to them. Like, you hear them, you know that's them. You know what I mean? So it's like, the way they had to really like sit and, for me, craft their sound. You know what I mean? And it's a lot that goes into that. So it's like, that's always what I appreciated about the music shit. Just like, it's about knowing yourself, and you know what I mean?
That's what took me so long just to get like accustomed to, like, more than anything else, I say, because like in terms of like photography, in terms of like videography, I'm more as though just picked up the camera and started just fucking around and just dropping shit, because like I felt like that shit was naturally just like cool, because I used to like, just shoot mad like films and like documentaries and shit, but like in terms of just like music, it was a good solid like 3-4 years before I was like really comfortable like even singing in front of other people, because like I'm just like I don't know, that's like different, I don't know, just like live like interaction with like doing like shit, especially like performing and doing shit like that. Like,
what made you like what was the moment where you were like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna embrace this shit, like I'm just gonna, like, whether they like it or not, I'ma just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I was kind of always like that, but like certain shit would kind of make it like hard, I guess. Like certain like negative like opinions and shit, because like just diving into something like new is like a trip, because it's like, okay, it might not be good, and I might not even know that it's not good. But I don't know. I mean, I listen to like a lot of like really old shit, and I'm just like, word, I think like it's like gotten a lot better, which it should be, but I don't think it's like super like ass. Like there's some shit that's super ass for sure, but there's some shit I'm like a lot of shit I have like still keep up, or like whatever. It's like, where like I see what I was doing, I see what like the vision of like certain shit, but it's just building on that. It's just like along the way of building on that, it's like, all right, word, I don't know if I want y'all to hear this, cause like I don't know how it might sound, type shit. But that's how I am even now, like, cause I develop more of my like my sound with like melodic kind of like
you start to find yourself a little more.
But if they be like, all right, word, like get in there and like scream on some like Corey Taylor shit, I'm gonna be like, all right, word, I need y'all to not listen to this, because I gotta find it to where it sounds good, especially like off the top.
I could imagine your recording process probably like how do you record? Like how do you rather be like alone, not alone, but like just you engineer type shit?
Oh yeah. Because I'll be like, I don't know, I still be shy with it. I still be like shy with it, because like even when I was recording, when I just had my crib, I was recording my crib, like I would used to like wait for my sister and my mom to be like out of my house because my walls was mad thin and you could hear everything. So I'm just like, I don't even really want them to hear me like singing and like getting the, so that's where it would blow my shit, because sometimes I would not have to the point where I just started recording my car and shit, like just trying to try shit out. But as I got more like developed with like my sound and shit, it got kind of like a lot easier. It was also kind of embarrassing, because like back then, like a couple years ago, I would sing about, I kind of toned it down now, but back then I was singing about wild, depressing shit, and like I would be like, all right, I don't want everybody listen to this, and then be like, like type shit. So I'm just like, word, let me like save it, or like,
especially with your mom and your sister and the girl and all that.
Nah, facts for sure. Then fucking yeah, like I want them to like worry and shit. So like yeah, but hey, it's real shit,
It's
man.
true, man.
But,
That's real shit, though.
but
No, man, I feel you.
but nah, I feel like I was tripping, bro. Because in certain instances, I feel like I was like really, I don't know. I really believe in like. I feel like I had some whole other point, but I just got some other shit. But like, I really like believe in like manifestation, like energy, like from people and shit like that as well. Just from like being around dumb, mad artists, like like just hella artists, and just like really just like seeing how shit played out, and just like being like, oh, I feel like a certain, like I feel like a good or I feel like a bad, and then I'm like, well, I don't necessarily just immediately just like, oh, I feel bad, like get him out of here, like but I just be like see how it is. But like as time goes on, it's like all that shit be like right. So but like I forget what the fuck my point was.
Yeah, we was talking about the recording process shit.
Oh yeah, nah, cause back then I remember it was one time I was like well, like I don't know, I was on some like going through shit a lot at that point, so it's like a lot of like sadder or like more raw music in terms of like type shit like that when it comes to like mental health or whatever, be like was like resonated with me heavily, and like I was like, okay, word, that's kind of similar to how it was when I used to listen to soul music, and I connected with that, and like I could feel that, so I would put that a lot in my music. But I feel like I just go too deeply into it, because I was making songs on like you know how like Eminem would make songs where he would like fucking kill himself in the song, like bro. Detailed like step by step shit. I was making shit like that, and then it was a time I did some dumb shit, and I was fucking I had like a panic attack, and I was like, I didn't know I was having a panic attack. I thought I was having an asthma attack, and I was on some dumb shit. I thought an inhaler was just air in a can. But that shit is steroids. So, bro, I'm like, oh man, I'm like my heart trouble breathing. All right, word, I'm gonna hit this shit. I hit that shit like 3-4 times. Like, oh man, my heart is beating out my chest. Like, hit that shit like 20 times. My heart is doing a drum solo. Crazy. And like, yeah, like, and I'm like, I was with Trey, and then I'm like, yo, I'm having a fucking heart attack. Take me to Jersey City Medical, and we fucking get in the car, and we're driving to Jersey City Medical, and I'm like dying, and this nigga's like stopping for red lights. I'm like, yo, I'm dying. You gonna stop for the red light? And he's like, yeah. And like, we like driving up a hill, and this nigga's car dies, and we start rolling back. And he like fucking hits some shit, and like I get out the car and I try to call an Uber, and then his car turns back on, so we go over there. So more of the story is I almost died. So that made me think like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be like
putting
manifesting,
that energy out
yes,
there
like exactly into like that shit, because like yeah, that made me really think like, word, let me chill out, and like, cause I mean, that's what I'm saying. At the same time, like I also like grew and matured and like realized like, word, like I got a lot of inspiration from a lot of artists, but at the same time, like there is fault at some places that I want to like correct and shit like that. Like I don't like. I think it's good to relate to people and dive into those negative emotions, but to just like leave them in that, or like make it kind of seem like that shit is like cool or whatever, I feel like it's like negative.
You kind of like, it's like so glorifying it almost. I
be kind of diving into that shit, but trying to give like some kind of positive like way out of that type shit, just so it can be more like. Cause I don't want no shit to be like, okay, this did some good, but also a lot of people got into or got like you know what I mean, like affected negatively. But I don't want none of it to be affected negatively. I want it to be like clear, like from darkness to light type shit.
Like, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
shit.
type shit.
Cause it's definitely a way to do it. Cause it's like, I feel like your type of music still speaks to like, there's people that, you know what I'm saying, relate to it. Like, and you see it even at the UD and at the shows and all of that. Like, you can see it's people that relate to you there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like it's definitely like, how can I say it? Like, it's not dark to the point where it's like this nigga's wild.
Nah, yeah.
It's more like you can feel the pain, like how you fuck with the soul music and all of that. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not like this shit is like this nigga's bugging, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Where,
Cause yeah,
I can
it's
see
like,
why you wouldn't want to like record that in front of people.
Nah, for sure. Cause that should be like,
Me, I'm gonna keep it 100. I like recording just like with the engineer, but at the same time, I do like people present.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I feed off the energy.
Nah,
You get
facts.
what I mean? In the sense that like, if it's just me and the engineer, like we gonna hear it a certain way, but it's like I like to have people that's in there, like just like some of the homies or like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just to feel their vibes, because they listening to it from like a more average listener point of view. So it's like, you know what I mean, was turning them up. Because it's like, as much as I make music for myself, I also like, a lot of my inspiration, I like to make fun music, honestly. And also like relatable with like my slower songs and all of that. But for the most part, I like to make fun music. Like, I be wanting people to like, I want my music to make you feel cool about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't feel the best about yourself, it's just like fun enough to make it, like when you listening to it, it's like I feel confident. Like I just feel like I can pop my shit. Like I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that type of vibe. So it's like having a room like full of people when I'm recording. It's kind of like you get the average listener point of view as much as you get in the, because you know where to go with it, you know where to take it. And especially, you also can't just take everybody's advice with it. Obviously, you want to make what you feel, but it's like, I be wanting people to like listen to this shit and be like, nah, like I fuck with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit make me feel good about
direct
myself.
feedback. Like,
Yeah,
right
you
there,
know what I
that
mean?
word.
You get it right then and there. Like, but I don't be wanting a bunch of randoms in this session.
Nah, facts.
Like, I gotta fuck with you. So, like,
I
you
can
know what
throw
I
the
mean?
energy off.
Yeah, cause you know what I mean? You gotta know how to like divide the, like, you don't want no yes men around you. You know what I mean? You don't want people around you that's just gonna tell you like, oh yeah, this shit hard, like this shit crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that constructive criticism is important in this shit.
Facts.
Feel me? So it's like, you gotta have people that's like, that could pass good judgment. You know what I mean? That just have that good like ear for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily like trying to bogart the session or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I keep a small circle in the studio. But like,
facts.
I definitely like having the feedback, like the direct feedback, knowing where to take shit, or just if I see you bopping their heads, this, that, and third, like, it's like, all right, I know where to take it, I know where we're going.
Yeah.
Type shit.
No, that's definitely a must. Like having people around who's gonna like push each other and like let you know, like keep you like accountable from
Like,
like
yeah.
every point of view for real. So that
Definitely
you never like
a team in this
lost with
shit.
it.
A team in this shit is important. Like,
Facts. Is everything like off top? Like you just go in with the beat and just like flow
Yeah,
off top and then like figure it out as
honestly.
it goes?
For the most part, I do, cause it's just like the way I listen to music, bro. I swear, like as long as like if the beat is fire, like, and I could literally like listen to that shit a couple times and I can hear the words like already. It's like the beat is already, you know what I mean? So it's just like I just go in that shit and I could just go off top. I'll punch in or whatever, and I might write little things down just not to forget it, but like I just be flowing. Like once I get in the zone, I'm just going. Honestly, like I could literally just hear that shit out of the beat, like exactly how I want it to sound. All of that is just like, it just like, it comes to me so quickly that it's just like writing it down. I just feel like I'm wasting time. Honestly, I'd rather just.
You be doing it like section at a time, or you do it like you be doing it like you lay down like parts of the hook and then like lay down parts of the verse, or you just do it all in like one go, like on some rough shit, and then like come back.
I'll listen to it a few times, like I'll come up with the flow, first listen, second listen, or whatever, and then I'll come up with like the first 8 bars, mumble track it, get what I mean, listen to it back real quick, place the words in it, You get what I mean? That's the 8, boom. Then I record like the next 8 or whatever, then section it out, type shit, drag and drop. You know what I mean? Quick, but it's like, even though the process might seem quick, it's like I care a lot about what I'm saying at the same time. So it's like I might spend an hour, 2 hours on a song, 3 hours on a song, but it's like if I have a good beat selection, that I could just keep going back to back because it just comes quicker, honestly.
Yeah.
It done been times I just one take shit straight through, but it's like at the same time I like to write, but it's like I gotta really be in that mood to just be like, all right, let me just sit, write it out or whatever. Because I swear, bro, it just comes to me so quickly that it's just, I'd rather just do it. Like, I'd rather just go.
That's mad interesting, because I think that's like mad. You have to have mad confidence in your ability to be able to do that. Because I'm assuming that like when you're doing that in the studio, there'd be people who hear like all that, like the rough takes and everything like that. See, like that's what I feel like led me to like write everything out, because I guess like the fear of like hearing the rough parts of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it do be like moments like that, but I also like keep in mind that like whether they understand it or not, it's a process to this shit. You feel me? Like it might be their first time in the studio, they might not ever seen it like that, so you get what I mean? But it's like, as much as I think about it, I try not to let it, because I'm like, damn, these niggas don't know. They never recorded a song or something like that, feel me? Or like, you feel me? Everybody got a different process also, feel me? So it was like, I'm an artist though, I keep that in mind, you know what I mean? Not, the average person might not be thinking like that, but it's like, I'm also confident in what I'm saying and how, like, my formula is, that I know I could, you get what I mean? Like, I know I could formulate that shit, like, especially if it's good energy in the room, I'm just ready, because it's like, as much as I'm in tune with the people in the room talking and all of that, like I keep in mind like I'm also making conversations and all of that, so like I have like things to, you know what I mean, from the day, like what's going on in my day already leading up to that, or the day before, the week, like, you know what I'm saying, shit that done really happen, real conversations, real things that really happen, so you get what I'm saying? So it's like,
do you think it's days that like, are there specific days that you feel like more on than others, or is it like, are you always on? Because I for sure am like.
What do you mean by on?
There's some days I get in the studio throwing some beats, and I'm making hit after hit.
Yeah.
And there's some days where I'm like, get in the studio, listen like 20 beats. If I'm 20 beats deep and I have not yet come up with one dope flow, I'm done.
Trust me,
I'm on
bro,
some other shit.
For sure. It's definitely been times where it's like, because it's like, you got to get in that bag. That's how I know, like, it's the beat selection, really. Because if I have a good beat selection, I know I can just go. Because I'm just like, feel me?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's definitely times where I go through writer's block too. I go through, you get what I'm saying? Like the basics, you know what I mean? Just like, but for the most part, I do feel like I'm on, like, more on it. Because it's like, I can do a lot in one setting, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, in my writer's block don't really be lasting long, honestly. It'll just be like, all right, I need to just go outside.
Yeah.
I gotta live a little bit. I'm too locked in. I gotta like live a little bit, walk around, see some shit.
That's a really important part of it, like just living and taking inspiration from like random everyday life shit.
Yeah, word.
Like just refilling, like recharging on some shit, because like you can start to lose it if you just locked in like too much.
Yeah. And it's like, I get caught up in that, because I definitely do be like, I don't know, I put my work before like everything, honestly. Like, even if niggas might not be posting this, that, and the third, like, I still put my everything into my work. So like, I just be so in tune with it that I gotta like check myself and be like, I gotta kind of like, feel me? Especially when there's like real life shit going on and all of that. It just be like, me trying to kind of be like, all right, how can I handle this real life shit getting in the way of this shit? You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta, you feel me, take a step back and handle your shit, but it's like I always keep it, even if it's just behind the scenes and all of that, like, you know what I mean? There's ways to keep this shit going, even if you going through it. And I feel like, once you get to that point where it's like, all right, I can record again, it's like, even all the shit that you just went through, it's like, now you got something to talk about. Like, you might not realize it as you're going through it, but it's like, you living. You know what I mean? That's where that writer's block come from sometimes. It really just be like, pause, like, you gotta live, like, some real shit happening. And at the end of this shit, you're gonna have new shit to, you know what I mean?
And I think that shit is imperative with like, being an artist as well, because it's like as a career, you kind of always gotta be on, in a sense, if like, especially like on a bigger scale, if someone paying you some bread to do a feature and shit, you come through and you off as hell, they're gonna be like,
it's gonna fuck your rep up. But
that's
it's like, that's the thing,
about.
it's like, I understand, like, because as an artist, you're gonna go through things. Everybody got a real life aside from this shit. You feel me? We be all real people at the end of the day, so we all gonna go through things, and it's like, you kind of gotta find a way to like keep your eye on the prize if it's really what you want to do. Like, I just always looked at it like, all right, I'm going through some shit, but I cannot let this shit slow me down. Like, honestly, just as simple as that. Like, I just cannot let it slow me down, because if I let this shit knock me off course, my one thing, bro, I don't ever want to deal with no regret. Like, you feel me? I don't want it to be like, you feel me, I give up on this shit and I'm sitting there just thinking like, damn, like, what if? You feel me? What if I ain't stopped? Like, what if like, what the fuck else? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, feel me? Obviously, I got other plans, like, other things, but it's just like, that, dealing with that what if is just, it don't sit right with me. You feel me? Because it's just like, and then it's like, what example do I set if it's just like, gave up on some shit? You know what I mean? And it's like, if it's time to give up, it's time to give up. But it's just like, to me, that shit don't, like, it ain't no go. It's just like, at the end of the day, you gotta figure that shit out. Like, it's just, this is what you wanna do, you gotta figure it out. You gonna figure it out if that's what you wanna do. That's how I always saw it. So it's like, I just always had this outlook on it that like, bro, no matter what, I'm just not gonna let nothing, nobody say, what anybody, like, the shit that I go through on the side, like, I'm not gonna let this shit stop me.
That shit, I feel like that's the shit that drives me for real, because I was trying to make shit work since I was in middle school, just making like documentaries and just making like films and shit, just trying to make some shit work. So like, I thought, the way I was thinking in high school, I'm like, word, when I graduate, by the time I'm like 20, I'm gonna be up stupid. So it's like,
just young, just thinking that shit, yo, bro.
That shit is like, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like I be just trying to work so hard, but I'm trying to not lose the sight of like, the process is the gift of like being like doing this shit for real, like being able to do that shit every day and like really work on that shit.
And it only get harder at the end of the day. It's not like you going. That's the misconception of it all, is that like, people think that they gonna make it in this shit and it's miraculously gonna get easier. Like, it's miraculously just gonna be like, it's lit all the time. Nah, this shit get a million times harder when you got that, you feel me, where you see yourself at. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, what you dealing with is just gonna escalate. How they say, more money, more problems. That shit, you know, like, you feel what I'm saying?
No, that's why that shit is good, to just like take on them like challenges head on and get uncomfortable, so that you can like learn and like grow and like build for real. And like that, like you said, like being around like being a big fish in a small pond is like, you should want to get around like bigger like people, so that you can actually get that experience, like get better. Because if you just around everybody who's not getting you better, then it's just like,
it's like, what you're
stagnant for real.
And it's like, you gotta really want it, because then once you get to that point, it's like, everybody, like, you might, on the outside, on the surface, shit might look like it's easier for them because they up this, that, and the third, but it's like, bro, like, this shit is real life. Like, this shit just maximizes, like, it just, you know what I mean? It's like, you want to get around the bigger fish, because it's like, they got more, like, they got knowledge, like, they done seen more. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you learn from people. Like, you gotta appreciate people, period, like, wherever. But it's like, that's the thing. You kind of gotta, relationships mean everything in this, honestly. Like, that's what you learn more. That's more about relationships and how you, like, being in the rooms, how you carry yourself and how you treat people. You feel me? So it's like, that shit go a long way in this shit. Like,
what's your plan? Like, what's your, like, long-term, like, plan, short-term plan, like, of, like blueprint for real, like, of, like, I feel like I got, like, a rough blueprint of what I think I need to be doing in terms of, like, pushing to get where I want to get to for real the next, like, couple years type shit.
Honestly, like, my overall plan, like, the main goal, I honestly see myself being, like, a music executive, more, like, behind the scenes, kind of, like, on the shit you're doing, but more, like, in the business of signing artists and, like, putting people on and just, you get what I'm saying, really getting behind the scenes, like, you know what I mean, just different shit like that. Like, that's, like you said, rough blueprint, but that's kind of how I see it, like, because I feel like I know how to at least push an artist and do things like that. So it's like, and I like to also, like, when it comes down to, like let's say, like, being in the studio, I kind of like to orchestrate, like, the session, basically. So it's like, it's kind of how I see it, just taking this music shit to the next level. Like,
so you must be mad hands-on in terms of your, like artistry and shit like that, like A&R for yourself, essentially. Well, I mean, every artist A&R for yourself, for real.
For the most part, I take my craft really seriously. So it's like, I like to, you feel me, really be on it. Like, to really be just on top of my shit. So it's like, as far as, like, executive shit and all of that, I feel like I'll put a good label together. Like, I feel like I'll put, like, some real, like, you know what I mean?
That shit is cool and, like, mad fulfilling as well. Like, helping other artists, like, actually, like, achieve, like, more shit with that.
And I feel like, for me, just from my point of view, like, I'll be more genuine with it just because I know, like what they going through directly. You feel me? And I feel like there's not a lot of people in the industry that's like, you feel me? And a lot of genuine people in this shit. So it's just like being one of the genuine people that's on some, like, all right, like, I got the vision for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could put this shit together. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just an easier way to open doors for niggas. Like, whether it be my homies or just somebody I discover later on in life. You get what I'm saying? I just, like, just being that person that could just be like, yo, come on, like, feel me? We about to go up with this shit. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on it like that, for real, for real. Because it's just like, getting in this shit be like, there's so many obstacles that it's like, to have a person with the, you feel me, the right pull and the right connections, they just, you feel me? Ain't too much pushback. It's like, if you believe in yourself and you real and your shit going crazy, like, you got a vision, you know what I mean? If I could be the person that be like, come on, bro, we going up, fuck it, like, that's how I'm coming. That's how I see it. Rough blueprint shit, but, you know, we're gonna put this shit together type shit.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope as hell. Yeah, we getting a FaceTime call tag. I don't know if that made it stop or something.
Yeah, I cut the audio. Nah, but that's really how I see it. But, like, short term is really just like, keep pushing this music, making more music, honestly, and get more, like, I guess you could say just content out or whatever. It's just like, but this shit, you really gotta go with the motions. Like I was saying before, all this shit is about going with the motion. That's what I'm learning. Like, you can't, like, chase your dreams, but everything you chase is, you feel what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to chase. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better words, you feel me? It's like, this shit gotta, exactly. It's like, it's motions with this shit. It's just like, it be like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just really lock in and be like, all right, how can I take this shit to the next level?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at right now with this shit. Just like how we taking it to the next level. Like, shit is going on behind the scenes. It's just like, all right, this shit just we gotta just make it make sense.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Nah, facts. I think in terms of, like, what I'm trying to do right now is, like, I feel like I'm trying to like build more of my like scheduling and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of what I was on when I was younger, because I feel like obviously a lot of people's parents like implement a lot of like scheduling in terms of you gotta go to school and you gotta do such and such. But like for me, school and shit was like hell. I hated fucking going to school. So I'm just like, I guess I lost a lot of the lessons of the scheduling and being on a like consistent schedule, because a lot of artist shit is like
late nights in the studio,
late night and like just doing shit here and there. That's a lot of what I've been doing a lot as well. But I feel like when I implement shit that puts me on like some kind of like heavy schedule of like where I gotta do this shit at this point, that shit really helps. Like that's why I feel like UD really helped me a lot, because like at one point that shit was every Wednesday, so it's like
we had to maintain accordingly.
Yeah, because that shit is in person. Like it's kind of different if like a piece of content, like you could post a piece of content and it don't do well, like archive or whatever, but like an event is like in your face. So if you fucking up, like that shit is like, that should look bad in person. So that shit put like a fire under me, so that's why I kind of like,
you on point with that shit too. That shit be running smooth.
Nah, I appreciate it. That's why I just put a fire under me to just be more on some type of like, try to be more like a more consistent schedule with like everything that I'm doing, so that it's not just like scattered, and I can like focus on more of like my music and more of my shit as well, type shit. Yeah, because I just want to just really just take everything I'm doing and just like really just like skyrocket it for real, so I can do more with it.
What do you get more fun out of doing, the music, or like the curating and like content? Like real shit, like what's more fun to you?
I don't know. I feel like the thing that's the most fun to me is like being just on camera doing personality shit. Just like, that's not even any of the two you just said, but like I'd say that's really the most fun to me, because like I feel like everything just draws into emotion based stuff, because like in terms of making music or in terms of like curating, like it's been mad times where I had to get on a stage and host and I'm in a badass fucking mood and I'm just like shit is like yeah, so but I feel like in terms of, that's why I really like documenting, because I feel like that's the most natural form of like film. Like one of my first like loves like film, so just naturally just documenting like whether I'm happy or like, in some instances if you're sad it's better. People like looking at you like, oh my god, like I'd be sad too. Like everybody's happy, but I don't really see everybody being sad. Or just like not even sad, but just like in the sense of like you watch a film and like Rocky or some shit, and bro is like running up hills and like has a challenge ahead of him type shit. So like seeing that process of that challenge go along and seeing him fail and keep going and eventually reach the goal is like inspiring and it's like dope. So seeing that as a real story is like cool. But I feel like I enjoy that even if I'm not in a bad mood. Even if I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah,
I don't really enjoy making
really
music.
Got the love for it.
If I'm in a bad mood,
that's really how it is, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I made some of the best music I made was in a bad mood, but like,
yeah,
I don't really enjoy it in a bad mood. Like I gotta, all that shit. That shit is a feeling of like I really gotta be in that vibe of like I got flows coming in and like type shit. So like, I'm just saying like documenting is a shit I can enjoy regardless, because like, yeah, but I would say second to that is like making music for sure. Like I said, like first like making like documentaries and like films and shit, and then like second is like making music, and then like third is like curating. Like, but I fuck with curating though, because like you said, like your dad was in the music shit. Like I grew up like helping my mom like do events and stuff. Like she was like an event planner, and I would help her like like decorate tables and like design how the room was laid out and like put the tables in certain places. So just shit like that and like designing and shit like that is I really fuck with that. Just curating things in a specific way and yeah, in like a way that I think is like dope and like wholesome and like safe and shit like that, you know, like because like you said, like I remember you said like you grew up around like mostly women, and so did I as well, and just like going into different like events and shit like that is just like just thinking about like different people and different like aspects of like having shit be like safe and like be the right people in there and be like people who are actually like supporting each other and shit like that. And yeah, so just in terms of like curating and shit like that, like that shit is,
and that's what I mean. It's about like being that person that, you know, that's like how I said, like being the person that's able to be like, yo, come on, like we up, we lit. It's like you get the love from being that person that's just making you feel me, keep the environment safe, like just like you feel what I'm saying, like just keeping everybody in mind, like it's real genuine, like it's real, like, you know what I mean?
And that should be a trip too, because I be having the fucking band niggas and check niggas and shit. And but I feel like that shit is like super necessary for real, because like that shit, I look at that shit as like another fucking society in a sense.
Yeah,
in
it's a community for real.
Yeah, because like it's like, how are you going to like structure that and like regulate that to make sure it's like 100% exactly what it's supposed to be? And like, because just one person in there doing like the wrong shit can just throw off the whole shit. So yeah, that makes it difficult, but that's a good difficult. I would prefer that difficult, because I could just be like, word, like whatever, like nigga, he got some money, he won't pay for ticket, work, he good. Like that shit. But it's just like, nah, I'd rather not. Like I'd rather not like throw off like what like I'd rather this shit be, after all this time, like I feel like this shit is super big and I want to grow it more as well, but I'm not super just geeked off, just like, okay, this is the biggest shit, like I just want this shit to be just big. Like I'd much rather the shit be smaller and be like the right people, like everybody is the right person, rather than just like trying to get whomever in the spot just to fill gaps. Like that's not as beneficial as like everybody in this room is trying to grow each other to get to this point and sharing knowledge and sharing like just keep holding each other accountable to get bigger, rather than just like mad people in here spreading drama, spreading like bullshit, like throwing niggas off the track, like throwing off of the safe space, just like type shit. Is just like, yeah, I'd rather not. So yeah, so that's why it's like sometimes having that close knit like people around you is better, because like everybody is not for you type shit. So at one point I want to save every artist, and it's like, you could try to save every artist, but that's gonna be all you're gonna do in life. Like
just trying to save
because that shit is a trip. Like, but if I'm like, because that's to the detriment of me as an artist, and what I'm trying to do is spending so much time like just trying to drag everybody. Like
that's why that's why that whole shit, like being on some like executive shit, that's like my long-term goal. Like that's like, you feel me? Because it's like, I know damn well right now, bro, like I'm so locked in on my shit that I cannot like as much that come with this shit, I'm like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like that yet. Like you gotta get right. Like you gotta worry about yourself right now as well. Like definitely put niggas on the best that you can, but like you gotta put yourself first too.
For sure.
And just being in that mindset, it's like you said, I can't be saving no artist right now. Like nigga, you trying to work.
That's my kind of like just to the point I got to where I'm like, okay, like putting myself more forward, because like instead of just try to help every single person, like just like really just helping people who are also helping themselves, and helping like me as well, and helping push, like everybody's helping each other, rather than just like having energy in it that's not right, or having like just trying to help people who are not like
not
on
serious
the
about this shit.
facts.
Yeah, word. Because that's what it be
I'm
about.
just wasting my time at that point.
It's like, because I done tried to like extend my hand so many times with shit just to, you feel me? Because I be seeing the vision, but it's like you can't get people to like conform to like how you like see shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you gotta just lock in with the right people.
Yeah.
And just, you feel me, like-minded people that could dead ass just keep they shit like level with or without you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like everybody's bringing something to the table.
Facts.
At the end of the day.
Facts.
So just having somebody on the team or like in a circle that's just like dragging shit, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
you
That's
slowing
like,
this shit down. Man.
yeah,
You know?
everybody can put their own weight for real.
Serious, like, you
Yeah.
feel me? Like, it's one thing if you like you said, you on your shit, you putting in the effort to actually like bring something to the table. But it's like if you just kind of dragging your feet with this shit while everybody else is on their shit, it's kind of like, bro, you just in the way. Like you kind of
just holding shit up.
yeah,
for real,
you
like,
just filling a gap that is like.
because then you gotta do three times as much for that person just to get them where they need to be.
Yeah, and they don't even want it for real.
So it's like, yo, we already doing enough for just the people who are just like, we doing this shit for the people who are like pushing this shit, so it can all make sense. Like, take this shit like we take this shit dumb serious. So at least they could do is take this shit serious.
That's what I mean, bro. This is where it's like I love what you do, because it's like, bro, like a lot of artists struggle with content. For me, even myself, I struggle with content at times. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like our relationship as well, you know what I mean? How we cool with each other or whatever. It's just like kind of gives a like good direction. Like you kind of know, like you said, your shit is the film, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got you know how to approach it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like it's working. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely what you're doing is definitely working.
I appreciate it. That's kind of what I mean with like finding out that formula, that blueprint, because like just finding out like how you could do the content, like what kind of like form, like what kind of like way, like what you gonna talk about, like kind of how we was just doing earlier type shit. Just like I feel like that's the hardest like part for real, and just like getting off that like just cutting off that layer of like just doubt and just like overthinking and shit.
And just getting in front of the camera, word.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's.
Yeah, word.
Do you have anything else?
No. Not that I can think of on the top of my head right now.
Type shit.
Unless you want to see one of the questions or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't even look at this shit at all.
I knew we was gonna do that, bro.
Because I just kind of was like naturally just like, questions just be popping up in my head just as we just talking.
Nah, yeah, word. What we can do though, like when we go, like you're going through the clips, just try to find kind of like key points that we were making. You know what I mean?
Has your music evolved as you've grown as a person?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can definitely listen back to old shit that I made, and I could hear like what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I definitely still carry some elements. It's just an evolved version. Like, it's just like better. Like when I listen to my old shit, I could like cringe. Like shit I was making when I was young, I'll cringe at that shit. But it's like, I could hear like, all right, like, yeah, I knew what I was doing. Like, cause I could listen to shit now, and it's like, obviously it sounds a million times better, but it's just like, comparing the two, it's like, damn, like even at that age, I was still kind of like, I don't got it yet, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That,
like this shit gonna formulate to something. Right. So it's like, it's certain little cadences or like certain little shit that is just like I'll catch, and I'll be like, damn, I still do little shit like that. Like, but it's just more, like I understand it. Like I know what to do now.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly what to do when I get inside of a booth. At that time, it was more just like, I'm just doing shit. Like I'm just whatever sound good right now. Yeah.
Facts.
But it's definitely evolved. And like even my voice, like I've learned to use my voice in different ways. Like it's more like I actually know the keys and shit like that. Like if I'm recording, like the beat keys and all of that, I'm like, what key is this shit? And I'm like, all right, I know how to like just tone my voice to that key. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of understand it. Not like on paper, I don't know no music theory shit. It's just like I kind of understand it, making music more type shit. That's really how it be. Like that's why it's like so easy for me to just go off top sometimes too, because I just feel like I know what sound good.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I can literally hear from the beat, like I can hear the words. It's just like, all right, this shit make like, I just know exactly how to say it. Like I just know how to articulate this, basically. So, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Bro.
Right, that shit just came more comfortable.
It's just more like, yeah. It was like one point I was just kind of just doing shit, but at the same time, like, cause I always listen back to myself. Like, even if I make some shit that I don't like, I'll listen to it and be like, why don't I like this? Like, so I know what to not do. Or like, I know how to, like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it this way, type shit. But like, since I always listen back to myself and I always listen to my own music, like, I'm kind of just like, all right, how can I take this and elevate it? Like, how can I just always, or how can I catch this momentum every time? Like, so when I hear beats, I'll be like, I could get in this bag, like quick. It just it's like a switch, like just go. That's really how it be, honestly. At one point, I was writing way more too.
Like writing.
Yeah, and it was just like, cause I didn't really know how to structure it, and I feel like a lot of like what makes good music is the way it's structured. Like, even when I'm recording and I'm doing my takes, even if I do the 8 bars, I just know how to like. I'm saying it in a way that's like, all right, I know how to structure this. Like once I'm starting to like drag it down, edit it or whatever, I just know the pockets. Like that's where I feel like it's all about catching them pockets and how you structuring it.
Yeah.
To really make it to where like when people listening to it, it's catching their ear for real. Like it's really like, all right, I could bop to this. Like you can catch the bop, because it's like I know how to catch them pockets.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? So it's just like as long as you know how to catch the pocket, you can kind of just like.
Well, that's how you could tell like
go off that
like immature, not immature, but like underdeveloped like music when like you can tell it's like they're not really catching like the pockets are like kind of like off with it a little bit type shit.
Yeah.
It's just like little things that you could tell is like that you like learn as time goes on type shit.
Yeah, or like how like it'll be times where like that's why when I'm in sessions with other people too, like it's hard for me to kind of like not like I could let them do their thing, but it's just like I be knowing like, bro, like you could say this at this part like this and it'll sound way better. Your shit'll flow way better. Like, or some people might use words that got mad syllables in it in a place that it don't need it. You feel me? It's like, bro, you could say the same thing just like this, more simple. And it's just like, there's also times where you could do things like that. Like, don't take away from your craft, but it's just like, that's why I was saying when I make music, I like to make fun music. Because it's just like, I like when people can catch it. You know what I mean? Instead of overdoing it. Like, I want to, because it's like, even kids could listen to my music, honestly, because it's like, I'm saying a lot. Like, if you listen, I'm saying some shit for real, but it's like the vibe and the pockets is like, it's easy to catch on to. So it's like, it's going to hook you in some way.
Yeah.
So that's how I always seen, like, structure and wise and putting it together. Like I said before, like, I would listen to music and be like, what is it about this that's like attracting me to it? So it's like, once you kind of understand that, it's like, all right, I feel like it's pockets. That's, some people might feel like it's something else, but to me personally, I feel like it's the pockets and the way things are being said, not necessarily like how you're saying it, not as much as what you're saying is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just like, because you can simplify things and there's ways to catch people's attention and pull them in with how you saying things, because the way your ears, like, you know what I'm saying, train to listen to shit. That's why I love the music shit, bro. It's just so like, it's like a science. Yeah. For real.
Yeah, nah, it's just I pick up on that science as time goes on for real. But word though. But no, I think that's solid for
I
real.
think we solid word. I feel like we got some shits.
You had to redo it a couple times.
Almighty.
Yeah.